8 years after leaving the mayor's office, John Medinger says he's running for the seat once again.
He told News 8 today he will be formally announcing his candidacy on Friday. News 8's Pauline Lee joins us now with how the mayor's race is shaping up.
Well, having a former mayor throw his hat back into the ring does change the dynamics of the race. But just this morning, current City Council member Chris Olson filed papers to join the race as well. And some say that makes the race definitely an interesting one to watch for in the spring.
It's unusual for a former mayor to run for office again years after his last term ended. But UWL political science professor Joe Heim says that just might work to John Medinger's advantage.
All in all, I think he starts off with the big advantage of name identification and simply, is generally very positive image in the area.
Medinger served as La Crosse's mayor for 2 terms, from 1997 to 2005. While his time in office got off to a rocky start, Heim says his leadership during his second term is what defined his legacy as mayor.
He did some things, for example, with the budget that gave the executive a little more influence and authority over things in the city hall. So overall, I think he got pretty positive marks.
But Heim says we shouldn't be too quick to call the mayor's race already. Current city council member Chris Olson has also decided to run for the open seat.
When Mayor Harder decided not to run, I think that made the decision a little bit easier because it's always hard to take out an incumbent.
Olson says he's thought about running for a while and already has a rough idea of things he'd like to accomplish as mayor.
I like the fact that Mayor Harder was fiscally responsible, and I'll continue with that. There has been a divide within the city, and I think people can see that are familiar with the situation. And I would like to correct that and get people to work together.
Heim says now with Olson in the running, the dynamics of the race have changed, and he expects it'll be an interesting race in the spring.
He's more current in a sense that he's with the city council, knows what's going on, knows current issues very clearly. I would think that both of them would be considered somewhat front runners at this point, simply because they both come from pretty strong backgrounds.
And as I mentioned in the story, it's not too common that a former mayor decides to run again after leaving office. In Wisconsin, anyways, Medinger will be only the second to do so.
All right, thanks a lot, Pauline. Other candidates in the race include former Washburn Neighborhood Association President Randy Magno and Randall Chapieski. The election is in April.